These four variable we are creating using the drug raw data set. What is this variable? RFSTDTC. Subject reference star date and time. In simple language, when a subject took a treatment for a first time. When a subject took a treatment for a first time. So for this, we are referring drug raw data. So if I go into the drug, here we have a drug. So if you filter, let's say filter for this subject. So this subject took a treatment. From this raw data set, we have information about when subject took a treatment, what kind of a study treatment they have taken. So there should be a date variable, which we are referring to create the RF So it says to use dose DTN. So here we have a date, dose DTN. This subject took a treatment and they took a trial drug A. They took it 4 times on a different date. And they take 20 mg. I can see trial drug A they took 20 is the dose, unit is mg. So which value you can think is the treatment started and the treatment ended?
The last
So
should
once you
be
sort it, correct. Once you sort it, so which record will come up first? Ascending order, right? Date would be sorted in ascending order. So minimum date would come up at the top. So if I click on this, does it look sorted now? Now it is sorted. I mean, I'm just showing you. I'm just sorting it from here, but we need to sort it using the program. Now it looks
yeah, it
sorted.
is. Yeah,
Okay, so what is the treatment start date and treatment end date for this subject?
2010 12 22 start date.
22nd December 2010 is the date when the subject took a treatment for the first time. This is your RF And the same subject took a treatment for last time on 4th of February. This is your RFENDTC. ST for start date. Just we are replacing ST with EN. EN for end. Treatment started, treatment ended. Now the question is, this was a part of our assignment in R, but this that time you didn't focus on that we are creating these two variables, but you have done that already. How to pick the first date and last date. So how you guys have done?
Yeah, for starting we use arrange and then
Mhm.
slice.
And then slice. What is the other way? Instead of a slice, what other function we can use?
Row dot
Roll
number.
number.
Row number, correct. Let me mention here. We are using here drug raw data. Arrange by subject. I'll come up to this. Sort a data by subject and date. That's what you guys have said. So that we can see the date has to be sorted. So that only we can see the minimum date at the top. And then we can use the group by subject variable and use the filter function within that row number, picking the first record. We'll pick the first record here. This is the first record for this subject, one of the subject. Row number one. Row number one is this one. Because whenever you use a row number or a slice function, you need to also tell the R that how to group a data. So within the subject variable, we are picking the first record, right? So that's why you have to use the group by. Within the subject variable, you are picking the first record. And we are making sure that when we pick the first record here, I don't want to pick the record wherever the NAs are there. What will happen when you sort the data, like in a SAS, in R as well, the NA will come at the top. So we don't want to consider the missing record when we create our treatment start date or treatment end date. That's why I'm using drop those record wherever your date is missing. And also treatment, this is TRT dose is the variable which will tell you if subject took a if they have taken some dose or not. Otherwise, there is no point in creating the treatment started because we have to make sure that subject also took some treatment. That's why I'm using TRT dose. It should not have a NA. And also date should not have the missing value. Drop NA I'm using. You can also use other function. What is that? Filter you can use. Is dot, right? Not
Yeah,
NA.
Not
yeah,
not is dot any.
Huh. This is the convenient way, right? This is much
Right.
easier. Drop underscore NA. You should filter using this function. Okay. So we are filtering here. Till now we are not creating a variable. So that's why I have not use a mutate function. Let's use the mutate now in this. By writing till now this code, we are picking the first record of a subject after sorting it. Use a mutate and I can keep it here also. This is also fine. I can keep one space just to look the code much better. Mutate function, again same thing. Study ID, same code copy paste still here from top. Why? Why we are creating again?
We need user ID to merge
Yeah,
by
to
ID.
merge purpose. When you merge DM3 with DM2 and DM1. Okay. RF STDTC. So this is your date, right? So we discussed that. This is your date here. When I see here the type, it says it is numeric. It's coming up as unknown. That means we can use the str function or class function to check the type of the variable. This is showing as unknown. So this is your type is numeric here. And this is also in a ISO format, correct? So what we can do here, how to make this variable in a character, and also it should be in a ISO.
You can use format function, but that is dose DTN, right? Numeric.
Yes. But instead of that, can't I, can't we convert this variable into a character by using as dot character itself instead of using format? Even format also should work, I feel, because you have to even mention again same thing. Format you have to mention, but format will work on the type here is numeric. That means it's a date variable. You can try that out, but the simple way is just convert this variable into a character, isn't it? To convert into character, just use as dot character. That's what I have used here, as dot character. Converting this variable into a character. Once you convert to character, everything would come
So
up as same only.
can we apply as dot character for our dates also?
For other earlier as well, earlier program,
Earlier we see some
because that time the
numeric numbers.
format was different, right? How we are reading it, input format was different. That's why we need to use the need to tell the R that okay, this is in this format. Consider this as a date and then convert into a character. But this time we know the format is all looks good. You can use this. Or eventually you need the character data as per the STTM standard. We are done. We have created RF STDTC. This is your main variable. What we are focusing on this. Let's look into the other variable. We also have, if you see here, RFX STDTC. It says here set to RF STDTC. What the meaning of this is? It's basically same. What is the difference? Many of you know. We'll talk the difference in later. But as of now, you need to map this. It says that whatever value you are getting for RF STDTC, same one you assign to RFX, only X is added. This is also a treatment start date, but there is a slight difference. So that difference we'll talk later. RF STDTC assigned to RFX. What else we can create here? XENDTC also we can use. We have to write the last one. Again, we will write one more filter function. Separately, we'll write this. Okay. So what else we can create from drug? We need to use drug raw data set to create an actual arm. What is actual arm? Basically a group of a subject. Actom is a group of a subject who are supposed to receive a same kind of a treatment. So in our trial, we have a two kind of a drug. One is a trial drug A and one is trial drug B. Let's say you have a total sample size. A total subject, what we have in our trial is 20. 20 is the plan number of a subject. And we are assigning this subject in a ratio 1:1 to the treatment. So there is a treatment group A and there is a treatment group B. That grouping is called as the arm. So the 10 subject will be assigned to the trial drug A arm and the 10 subject would be assigned to a trial drug B arm. That is called as the arm. Arm is a group of a subject who are supposed to receive a same kind of a treatment. Let's say myself and Shraddha is in a trial drug A group and Niharka and Sidra is in a trial drug B. They will only receive throughout the trial. Let's say this study is a parallel study. Parallel study means we are not changing our drug. We are only receiving one kind of a drug. Sidra and Niharka will only receive drug B throughout the trial. And myself and Shraddha will receive trial drug A because we belong to a group or we belong to an arm called as drug A. Understood? That's why there is a two group. You can see here trial drug A and trial drug B. So how we can get to know about that? So if you look in the same data, we were looking into this, right? So you can see here, this subject took trial drug A. That means this subject will have the arm as trial drug A. Let's see, if you filter for another subject, they might receive trial drug B. So accordingly, you have to assign the arm. So when we are picking the first record itself, we see here as trial drug A, right? So if we have TRT MNT as trial drug A, we can assign the arm as trial drug A. If let's say when you're picking the first record and you are seeing the value as trial drug B, then the arm would be trial drug B. Understood? So there is a difference. So I've just talked about arm. And one is, so you can see here is you have an arm and you also have an actual arm. So what happened is, let's say we four were planned to receive, myself and Saddha were planned to receive a drug A. That is a planned one. How that is decided? Based upon some kind of a virtue of a luck, that is called as the randomization. There is a, in a trial, the randomization would happen. That is a process by which randomly we will decide which subject will receive which treatment, or which subject will be assigned to which treatment group, which is a arm. May happen that I was assigned to trial drug A, but actually did I took the trial drug A? We can get to know from act arm variable. So let's say I was assigned to a group trial drug A. That is my trial drug A is my arm. And actually also I took the same drug, which is supposed to be taken by a trial drug A treatment arm. So the values would be same in this case. But Shraddha was planned to receive a trial drug A, but she took trial drug B. That means there is a difference. So the planned one will have the value as trial drug A, and the actual arm will have the value as trial drug B. Understood? Since we are seeing here, we'll focus on this one later. Let's focus on this actual arm. Because we can see here in this data, we are having the actual information. This is in the drug raw data set, we have information about which subject took which kind of a treatment on which date. This is the actual information. So from this data, I can create the actual arm. Let me do one thing. First of all, let me show you how it looks. Let me close the mutate.
We need one piping symbol after filter before mutate.
Yes, filter. Yes, that is required because we are using a function here. Again, function is there, so it is required. Control Shift M. Mutate is closed. Let me run this. It's running. DM3 is created. So if you see here what we discuss for 101 subject, I should be having the treatment start date as 22nd December. Is that the case? So since we are only picking one record, so you can see here only one record we have, subject 101 and RF. Yeah, you can see those two, 22nd December. So I can write one more condition. Case when if the trial drug A is there, that means actual arm is trial drug A. Let me not close mutate because I have to create the other variable as well. Write a case when and create the actual arm. So if in case you are seeing TRT-MNT as trial drug A, TRT-MNT as trial drug A, assign trial drug A as the actual arm. It is as per the spec. Why we are changing the value? Why we are not keeping this? Many of you know, and we'll discuss on this why we are keeping trial drug A like this in uppercase entirely. Trial, if you have a raw variable has the value as trial drug B, then the value is trial drug B. This is the value for the actual arm what we discuss. And we also have a coded term. So for trial drug A, we have the coded term as T drug A. That is the actual arm code. CD for coded term. For trial drug B, the coded term is T drug B. So same condition, just that values are different. You're creating one time actual arm, one time actual arm code. So case one is closed here, and this case one is closed here, and mutate I am closing here. Okay, so let's use the select function because we don't want to see all the variable. Control Shift M, and what we have created. What happened? Select function. We created user ID, treatment start date, actual arm code, actual arm. This is not required. These are the five variable what we have in a spec. Let's run this. There's no need of a space. One, then you can keep this one here so that you look at that. Okay, you are closing case when here and you are closing this mutate here. Then you can do same thing here as well. Adding missing grouping variable. Okay, let's see DM3 is created. Let me close this. Okay, I think it was already been updated. Now you can see. This subject is not required because we already have the common variable user ID. Let me remove this. Why the subject is coming? Because did we use group by? See here, one thing you notice, even though I have not mentioned subject here in the select, subject variable in the select, but still it's coming up. See other variable, user ID, unique subject number. This subject took a treatment on this state, and they belong to trial drug A treatment arm. You can also see some subject would belong to trial drug B. 106 subject belong to trial drug B. They took a treatment for the first time on 6th of March. So whenever you use a group by, that same variable will come up under your data set as well, though you are not mentioning it. The way to get rid of it is using one function called as ungroup. This is something new, ungroup function. So we will ungroup our data. Ungroup, because it's grouped by currently subject. So same thing, you ungroup it. And Control Shift M. Now, if you can notice that this subject is not coming up in the final data set. It should not come. Let's see. We open DM3. See, it's gone. This is one of the new function we discuss now. Ungroup. You have to ungroup. Whenever you are grouping a data and that variable still you are seeing which is not required, you can ungroup it.
In the select only, can we keep minus subject?
You can try that as well, but I think it will still not work. You'll get some warning. So this is a good practice to ungroup it if it's coming up. If you want, I can try that. Also see, and you are saying minus, right? Drop this variable subject. See, adding missing grouping variable still. When you read the console, open
Yeah,
this, you
yeah.
find that subject is again added. So that is not working. So yeah, these kind of things you should think, why can't we use it yet? So it's a good thinking actually, that why we can't use this. So if you try in that way, now you know minus also, dropping the variable also is not working. So you have to ungroup it maybe, and we can continue this tomorrow. So we are done with the creation of these variables, this and okay. Next thing is we are done with treatment star arms. Planned one we have not, actual one we have created, but few more things also are there. We'll look into this because we are not covering all that scenario. We are only covering trial drug A, trial drug B. There is another scenario as well. We'll look into that. These are done. Okay. What about your RFENDTC? RFENDTC and RFXENDTC. This is the treatment end date. Same code I need to use, right? Just that what changes I have to do to pick the last record. So from drug, this is my treatment end date. What I have to use?
Slice in.
We
Slice.
can arrange in other order. Okay.
Yeah, that is also you can do. Arrange in a descending, then you pick again the first record. That is also a way. It's up to you how you wanted to. So let's sort in the same way and just pick the last record using slice n or using the row number again, picking the last record. Entire code what you have written here, it will remain same. Just that you don't need this again because we already assigned the actual arm and arm. That is not required. Just we write this line of a code to create your treatment end date, which is RFENDTC. If you want, you can write a comment saying that here you are creating treatment start date. Also, you are creating arm and arm CD so that you can understand. Same thing, entire code is all same. How you are arranging everything is just that we are picking the filter a last record. You can also use slice. This all again we are creating because we have a separate, again a different data set. So we need to have a common variable user ID for merge. Everything is all same. Treatment ended, treatment ended. Whatever value you have for the treatment ended, which is RF, XE, and etc., Same one we are assigning to RF, XE, and DTC. Both are treatment ended. Ungroup it, and this time we are writing the code, this entire code, just to get the use of ID for a common variable to merge and the treatment ended. When I run this, DM4 will have only 3 variable. You can cross compare also. So you can see for the same subject, 4th of February is the treatment ended. If I come up here and DM4, see, same subject 101, 4th of February is the treatment ended, which is RF ENDTC. And we can further create few more variables tomorrow. So we have this variable, we also have these variables and few more logic we need to add in this. These two are not required. And whoever have work on the assignment, don't wait for me to complete this. So we are still unfinished. We still have to write some code because now since we are creating a data set, so you have a more number of a line of a code to write. So don't wait for me to complete and then you start writing your code. Start writing your code